Do you have a gas trimmer that is hard to start, and when you do start it, it doesn't run smoothly? Stick around and I'll show you how I fix my trimmer. I have a Stihl HS45 trimmer, and the last couple times I've used it, it's been really hard to start. Once I've gotten it to start, it has been really bogging down, not running smoothly, so I needed to fix it. So here's what I had to do. First thing I wanted to do was replace the spark plug. I hadn't replaced the spark plug in a while, so I picked one up from the local hardware store and replaced it. First thing you want to do is get the proper socket size for your spark plug. These are very fragile, and the hand guard on the HS45 Stihl trimmer sometimes gets in the way. So it took a little fiddling to get that in, but once I did, just wanted to crack the seal and then untighten the rest of the way by hand. The spark plug came off very easily. Once I got it off, I inspected it real quick, but it was burnt, so it needed to be replaced. The next thing you want to do is consult your manual to see what is the spark plug gap. My particular gap on my spark plug is a 0.02, so I got out my gap gauge and made sure that I adjusted the spark plug to that 0.02. Here it is, where it is nice and adjusted, ready to be installed into my trimmer. Now you want to reinstall the new spark plug into your trimmer. You want to start this by hand because you do not want to strip any of the threads going in there. You just get it nice and snug. Then you take your socket that you already had and you snug it down just ever so slightly, getting it just nice and tight, ready to be in action once again. Reinstall your spark plug wire and you're ready to go. The next job I tackled was to install a new fuel filter. All I used was a bent piece of wire to fish out the old fuel filter out of the gas tank. Pretty simple. Just want to make sure that you hold on to it, and as you can see, I used some rubber gloves so I didn't want to be smelling like fuel for the rest of the day. So it took a little fiddling, but once I got it in there, then it was able to fish out the old fuel filter and get my hands on it right here. Getting the old filter off can be a little bit challenging. What I did was I just stuck my nail in it, just went back and forth, being careful not to tear the old fuel line. Snugging the new one on was pretty straightforward, then putting everything back into the hole, nice and easy, so we can be back in business pretty shortly here. Next job is nice to do because what I wanted to do is replace the old air filters. As you can see, there are two filters that come with the HS45 trimmer. One has a little notch in it, so it is pretty self-explanatory where it goes. All you need is a flathead screwdriver and you can get the old one out, then put the new one in nice and snug so you can have some fresh clean air going into your trimmer. I did not have my second filter installed already, so that is just pretty easy. It just lays right into the filter cover and you're done. This next job ended up being the most important in getting your trimmer to be running smoothly again. What I am removing here is called a spark arrestor. That is a screen right there, and it is pretty black from carbon buildup. What you want to do is get if you have a torch, what I had is a mini torch here, and you want to just burn that built up carbon off of the spark arrestor. You want to have all that gone so that screen is nice and where you can see through it. Right now you couldn't even see through it, and using a torch is very effective in burning off all that carbon built up. It took a couple minutes, and it was a very simple process. As you can see, it is burning off very nicely. Don't worry about that. You want it to get pretty red hot, and as you can see, I'm using the vice grips and gloves so I don't burn my hand. I just heated up very thoroughly on all sides, making sure that I was burning off all that bad carbon buildup. And once I did that, I let it cool for a couple seconds, and I took a wire brush. This one happened to be from a wire brush I had for my golf club set, and I just scraped off any loose carbon that was built up there and get it all nice and clean, and so you can see through the screen. What you want to do is be able to see through the screen so it can breathe, and this will make your trimmer run nice and smoothly. As you can see, now you can see through it. It's going to get nice airflow and run nice and smooth. Now we can actually see through it, and it's ready to be reinstalled into your trimmer. Just use your vice grips that you had holding onto this spark arrestor. Start it nice and gentle. Start turning it back into your unit so you will not strip any of the threads as you did with the spark plug. Once that has gotten a little snug, then you want to take your socket and again just snug it down ever so slightly, not too tightly. And that's the last part of this tune-up. Now we're ready to test to see if our hard work paid off. Once I started it, pulled that starter cord, it revved up nicely. It sounded better, it didn't bog down, and it was ready to go. So I hope this video helped you, got some insight from it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. I will see you in the lawn. Take care.